Welcome, everybody. Today, our guest is Raymond. He is my good friend who's a videographer and editor. He lives in Singapore. He just was in Vietnam, and tomorrow he's literally flying to Bali. And then next month, he's going to California. Guys, welcome, my good friend Raymond.
Hey guys.
All right, so
Yeah, damn, okay.
I'll edit both in. Yeah,
They can't look at you. Get out mine.
so
Hey guys, this is my apartment. This is where magic happens.
yes. So I was thinking for this podcast, we can jump a little forward in time, and then we'll work backwards. All right?
Sure, man.
So I know we've sent a few videos to each other about AI, but like I'm in school right now. This is my last semester, and every 2 weeks my thesis film is based on AI. Like it's all being filmed and rendered in AI, and every 2 weeks something just ginormous happens or gets released that basically I have to like start from scratch or like divert to a whole new just way of making film because so many AI tools and models are coming out, you know? So just like, what do you think that's going to do in the next even 1 to 2 years, let alone like 5 to 10, where it's really going to go crazy?
What is it that you study again?
I study film.
Okay. How has AI been useful for film?
Well,
Not for us at it.
so there's this one called Runway AI. So a lot of them right now, you can input video and have it have a style basically put on your video, but it'll give you a flicker because it'll like just keep changing from character to character to character, you know? So it changes different characters, but this new one literally came out on Monday. It's called Runway. You can only render in 3 seconds right now, and the whole film is just like crystal clean, and it puts your whatever image you want to like lay over top of what you film.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so like literally today I recorded with my friend. He has a big ass black hat, and so we just recorded like a cowboy scene because we had a toy gun, and then we put AI over it, and it looks dope.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean to see it. Damn. Okay. Wow. I mean, dude, AI is always. We were having this conversation recently, like how AI would take over thing, and I think everybody is having this conversation about AI. But I'm not schooling like you. I'm currently working as well. So I work as an individual. I also work with my clients. They have their own separate teams, and then I also work with individuals as well. So in these scenarios, sometimes the people with bigger teams, they use AIs to help their team run faster and more efficient. And one of the things that we were talking about is that things just a lot faster, a lot more efficient, and a lot of people are very afraid because they're like, "Well, what happened to my job? What you know?" Even for us, a lot of our video editings, we do a lot of video editings, and a lot of AI is looking to make that process a lot easier. But I think you were telling me that it is unlikely that our job will get removed. Why would you say so again?
I don't know. I might get completely removed in like 20, 40 years, but like at least like deep editing, like I don't think a robot is going to be able to do that in like at least the next 5 years. But like I feel like everybody thought AI was going to replace like the semi trucks and like the manufacturing workers, but really it's come in reverse, and it's hit the artists like first, you know?
Right, I guess.
So like do you guys don't use it at all for your work, right?
I don't. We actually use it, but we don't even know it. We use it for Premiere. In Premiere, there's all sorts of AI tools built into it. There's transcription tools. There's syncing tools that's built into it. Just things that help us do our job faster. But yeah, I agree that there are certain things that AI is because AI doesn't have taste. You know, AI can do stuff, but it's the robot. It doesn't have the taste. It doesn't have the eye to like look at different frames to see which frame is good. At least not yet. And I think that's where we are still good, because an AI produced work can get things done. It can be passable, but it will never be as good as somebody that actually pays attention and actually goes spend time and looks at every single frame, choose what frame is great, and compare two different clips, and then maybe mix those clips together. It's just a different ball game, which I don't think. But I don't know. It may get replaced. I can't say for sure.
I also think like there's a lot of times when I'm like working out or I'm in the shower, or I'm gonna go right to sleep, and I'll get an idea for one of the videos I'm editing, and it'll like completely change the whole like story and way I want people to see the film. And so like I don't think AI right now has that power to have these like just like the epiphany when you're like, this is what I need to do for the film.
Right.
But
It's just what it's told.
Yeah, exactly. It replicates what it knows right now. But honestly, in a way, so do we.
That's true.
Do you have a lot of those ideas when you're about to go to bed or in like the shower or something?
My biggest thing is when I put all the footages on the timeline, and I will have 4 or 5 different ideas in my head, and I will have a very difficult time trying to figure out which one I want to go to. And yeah, that's my biggest challenge. But once I say like, okay, I want to do this, and then I'll just go into it, and I'll just cut off all the blindness. I'll just remove all the ideas, and I'll just go into it, because I know I'm someone that sees an idea, like what you say, you want to completely change it. But I find that takes a lot of time on my end, and the clients want to really appreciate, like, why are you taking so much time? They're always looking for, you shoot today, I want it tomorrow. Like, how is that even possible, right?
Yeah.
So for the sake of efficiency, for the sake of getting things done quickly, I would have to just forego my creativity for a bit. Like, so in that case, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you find there's a struggle between working for clients and trying to like impose your little creative touches in the videos because they want it so like put in a box and they already have an idea for the video and you're just the one trying to make their idea come to life,
Yep. I would say so, yes. And depends on the clients. Some clients are more strict. They know what they want, and they would tell you what they want, and then you would just go ahead and like just follow instructions and just go and do it. Some of them, they give you more creative freedom. Sometimes if giving you creative freedom also, it makes you think too much. Like I would really think a lot, like what is it that I want to do, and that might take a longer time for me. So for client work, sometimes I just like to be told what to do, and then for my own personal work, I would enjoy having the freedom to think because I can take as much time as I need. I don't have the pressure. I can be more creative in my own work. That's just me.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I like when clients tell me exactly what to do. They have the vision instead of whenever I try and like when they're like, just go crazy. Like, I think you'll know what I want. And like, I don't know this business at all. And I don't know like anything about them. And I'm like, well, I hope you like it. So usually like then we'll just like send them like a few drafts to see like, try and like swim down that river of where they want the content to go,
Yep.
How did you get started? And like, when did you know you wanted to go into videography and editing?
For me, it was about 2 years ago. I did it. I came from the fashion background, fashion media, fashion marketing industry.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was like destined to become a tailor. I was learning sewing and clothing and how to sell that thing. So it was more of that path. But around 2 years ago, I found that there was going to be a huge industry for the videography side, like the creators industry, and I weighed different options, and I just thought, the fashion industry isn't really going to grow much, in my opinion. I feel like the videography industry is just getting started. It's a new wave of videographers, so I just want to hop on that industry and then because I knew that that's what was gonna make me the most money in the short term. But although people, yeah, it's a more like it's more of that kind of jump. It wasn't like, oh, follow your passions, follow your dream. I just followed money. But eventually, as I started to get into it, and I really went deep into videography, that's where I realized that I actually really enjoyed it. Because so yeah, it actually kind of panned out, you know.
Was there like a specific moment where you knew? Like with me, we had a like B-list comedian come into our high school, and she filmed a comedy special in our theater. And so like everybody who like was in the filming class got to go and like help. And that was the moment I knew. I was like, damn, I cannot be an engineer anymore. I got to go do something something fun and something that doesn't make me go into the office every single day.
Right. So you enjoy large crews. So
Yeah.
I see. Okay. I think for me, what really hit was when I could just wake up, sleep whenever I want, wake up whenever I want, and then just do it. Submit the video to the client. And the client's like, okay, that looks cool, amazing. And then they're like looking to me for advice. I think that's what really... At my heart, I'm still a marketer. Like, I'm a marketer with videography, with a bit of an eye, creative knowledge. That's why I see myself. I don't see myself as like a filmmaker who's all like really creative, like maybe you are. I just enjoy movies. That's about it. But I enjoy things like persuasion, influence, marketing, things of that nature. So for me, it's about how do you make a video convert? How do you make a video enticing for people to watch? How do you make that? How do you have a call to action and cause the videos to sell? Because of the video, all the products sell. That means or because of one video you make, it changes a person's life, or things of that nature. So that was the part that really drew me into it. And once I started doing a couple of these and I was able to tell the stories of other people, I think that's where I started to realize, okay, this is something that I actually enjoy.
Yeah, I think of myself more. I think everybody's an artist, but I think of more so filmmaking is just marketing. It's just marketing with pictures going at 24 frames per second, you know?
You're right. Okay, that makes sense.
What do you think, like, in your eyes, which is the most important part of the content? The story, the editing, the sound, or like the actual like video you're seeing?
I think quality plays a huge part. I'm quality hungry. I enjoy things to look good, but I also understand that story is important. Now, even more so, it's attention that's important, and not so much about a story, but it's how do you grab people's attention, because we are in the what is it called? Attention economy?
That's the word everybody keeps using.
Yes, that's the word, yeah. So it kind of makes things a little bit, I don't know, I don't really like it. And everybody's just trying to garner for each other's attention. Nobody can hold attention for so long. But then on the other end, there's this whole aspect of people are actually wanting to listen for long hours on end. Like they're listening to your podcast, and podcasts are like growing so much because people just want to listen. It's a weird thing. I don't know. Like on one end, people say, oh, attention spans are getting shorter. On the other end, podcasts are growing like crazy. So it's interesting. I think the way I see is all these short form stuff are like hooks, like baits to get people to get into the brand of Michael and me, and after which once they bought into it, once they see you for X amount of time, then they want to continue to see you. That's where you can follow them towards podcasts where they really get to know the real you and a more unfiltered version of it.
I love the way that you said that. They're like little hooks, because that's exactly what they are. They're 15 seconds of whatever the hell you think will get the most people to like watch this video and click at something at the end. That's exactly what it is. But I think you said quality is most important, but I think story is most important. Like for thousands of years, we've just been raised and told on like stories, and that's like been passed down through generation and through generation. And so I think people know if it's good content, if it's a good story. Like, obviously the first 3 seconds matter, like the hook matters important. But like, if it's not a good content and something that somebody's going to get something out of, whether it's a laugh or whether it's like educational or whatever it may be, you know.
True. Right. You're right. But it's just I'm like in this mode of quality that's just why it's on the top of my head. But yeah, you're right. Story is important.
Well, your cinematography is like next level, bro. Like even if you just go take a quick look through Raymond's Instagram, like every post is like beautiful, dude.
Thanks, man. Why don't you post your stuff? Why don't you post your film stuff?
It's on my YouTube, dude.
Oh, it's on. Oh, okay, I see more of your Instagram. So
Yeah.
see, yeah. Okay. I'll go check out YouTube. I didn't really check it out. It's just
Do you think you got some of that eye from working in the fashion industry? Like that eye for artisticness?
Interesting question. Food. Interesting. An eye for creativeness. I think it's just it could. No, I don't think so. I think it's just because I watch a lot of movies, and I watch like. Yeah, I was really impressed, man. You know, Tom Cruise, he watches a movie a day.
Yeah.
Every single day. And I thought that was like really interesting because he's really dedicated to his craft. He knows what he wants. So he always watches other people's content to get inspired by things. And I don't watch a movie every single day. I don't have the time. But watch a movie about once every 3 or 4 days. Watch a show just to look at how they color, how they tell the story, how they shoot a certain angle, certain frames, how to capture like the best, make the best film possible. Yeah, but nowadays movies aren't really amazing. They're all pretty lame. But the Batman was great. I like the Batman. Do you like the Batman?
Oh my god, dude, the Batman was awesome. Maybe a little long, but like just visually, like we saw it in IMAX and it was just beautiful. Like the same with Avatar. No experience like that.
Avatar was okay. Avatar was okay. I didn't feel like it was amazing.
You didn't like
it? Was still good. It was no. I liked it. It wasn't as good as the first one. I felt.
Okay. The first one was just so revolutionary. Like you can't compare it all.
That's right.
What was I gonna say? What were we just talking about?
What got me into?
Oh, okay, yeah. With fashion. I have no idea actually. I'm gonna move on and come back to it.
What about you? What got you? How did you? I shoot the same question back to you. You know.
Where did I get my eye for creativity? Honestly, it was probably films. Like, do you hear that car, dude?
Right.
Yeah.
That's your place?
Yeah, that's somebody in my parking lot going crazy. But I probably got my eye from just like you. When I was young and I was a little kid, like we watched films all the time. Like we had minivan and we had the movie player in the back of the minivan, so we could just watch movies all the time. Yeah, there's like a few staples. I don't know if you know like Home on the Range, but that was like a classic minivan movie for us.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, I was just raised up like that, and my dad really wanted me to be like a not either scientist or engineer, but like something with math, computers. But then I really got to high school, and all my friends just were in a bullshit class called Media Pro. And so halfway like through us taking this class, everybody just bullshitted. Like the teacher didn't care, nobody cared in this class. But then they got us a job, and they wanted us to just like live stream our high school sports. So we would like live stream the football game, and then like some of my friends would commentate, and like some of them would run the switcher or the camera, and we'd just like switch off through football and soccer. And that really is like what ignited the flame. But then also just like, yeah, just constantly watching movies. I also feel like right now where I get most of my ideas is my TikTok feed is tailored specifically for for cinematic content and for just like content for filmmakers, you know.
That's true. Same.
So that's where I get a lot of my
I love TikTok, man.
dude.
I love the algorithm. Shows you exactly what you like.
I get on YouTube Shorts a lot more than TikTok. YouTube is just perfectly tailored for me for some reason. What do you think the number one way people can tell amateur, just starting out in the business, the videography business, versus a professional?
We can tell a lot by the way they act. This is something I noticed. But we can tell in their eyes if they know what they're doing. When they're on set or when they're on the event hall or whatever it is, you can tell the difference between an amateur, someone that has about a couple, doesn't have a lot of experience, and someone that's really, really professional. Because when they enter the room, it is like the amateur will be like looking around, trying to figure out what's the best frame, trying very anxious, not knowing if he will get the shot or not. I'm giving the context as like if we're doing an event videography or photography, right? You're trying to capture everything. You're not knowing. You're literally like spraying and praying. You know, you're just trying to get whatever it is, and then hopefully you'll get something nice. Whereas the professional, he's been through a lot of this, and he understands what are the key moments that are needed, that will sell. What are things that are most important, and then he'll just take his time. And then when he sees the right moment, he'll just take it. You know, he understands his gear well. He understands his tools well, and then when the time comes, he'll just execute it perfectly. You know, and then he probably even has the time to go around and talk to the guests and make them feel comfortable. Yeah. So that's that. Whereas the amateur will be just running around like a headless chicken.
Yeah, I love that. The professional knows exactly what moments they need to get for the event or for, like, I do a lot more editing. So when I think of, like, amateurs, like, you can edit well, but, like, I feel like all of it is just being able to communicate with people via, like, via email, via Instagram. Like, I feel like most amateurs don't know that you can get so many job opportunities and connect with so many people through just Instagram, like something easy like Instagram, you know?
Yeah. But then is that really editing, or is that sales already?
Well, there's a bunch of skills coming in together. Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Well, with editing,
How do you tell? Yeah, how do you tell about editing? How do you tell? I give you the example of a event videographer, right? How about editing? How about editors? How do you tell an amateur versus a pro? Yeah, it's quite easy. Cut editors, I haven't.
what do you use? What software?
Premiere, man.
Okay, that's what I was
Just
thinking.
like you.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do VFX like you. I see your VFX are off the charts.
Yeah, that was a
Fire.
class I took. They were so fun, dude.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's the next level.
I want to get into them more. Right now, I'm editing a little animation video, which is fun as fuck to try and do because I've never done something like that at all.
For a client? Was your
Mhm.
one?
Yeah, I got like somebody referred this client to me.
It's not A? It's not AM?
Nah. So, what advice would you give somebody, a younger person who wants to get started in the videography / editing niche? What would you tell
Do
them?
not come anyway. I'm joking. I would say the advice I would give. Well, for me, I would say it's you gotta meet the right people. Once you meet the right people, they'll open up a lot of doors for you. You could be on one end you have to continuously go out and meet people, network with people. On the other end, you have to just take whatever it is that's on your plate. Like get whatever jobs you can get. Take it. Don't have an ego about it. So a lot of people, younger people that I've met, they have this ego, like a bit of an entitledness. Like, oh, I will, like, I'm gonna charge a certain price. You know, they're very ballsy. Like, cool, good for you, man. But your skills, your skills unmatched. They don't match at all, right?
Yeah.
So when you're newer, you just have to be okay with taking jobs that aren't getting highly paid. I'm more of a believer of that. There are sometimes you should take jobs. You can even take jobs that are that aren't being paid a lot, but you still going to take it just because you want to get into contact with that person. And when you're in that environment, just give it your best. One thing that I find that is very interesting is that young people, anybody actually, if you're on set, try to take BTS photos, try to take BTS videos. Everybody loves that. Nobody has time to do it. But if you are one of the guys that actually can go and whip out your phone and take some really nice BTS, and then you send it over to them afterwards, they're gonna be like, oh shit, this is the guy. Like, they're gonna remember you. And when they remember you, they're gonna call you again, So it's basically you just want to go a bit above and beyond as what you're being hired for, so that they'll remember you and they will hire you more often. They'll introduce you to other people. For me, my business was very stagnant for the past in the first 1.5 years. In the past 7 months in the past 8 to 9 months, that's when my business just took off like crazy, because I met one guy, he introduced me to another guy, which introduced me to like 4 other guys. So, and now I'm just working for all of them. So that is really, it's just meeting the right people. Yeah, that's what I would say. And honestly, my skills aren't amazing. I don't think I'm as good as some people out there, but because you just know the right people and because they like you, and when they like you, you're gonna get money. It's just how it is. But
I love that little take BTS photos of everybody on set and then send that to them so people like remember who you are. I've never heard anybody say that before, but that's great advice.
Yeah,
like that is amazing. But it literally is. You were saying, don't be too egotistical to take a shit paying gig if you think it can open a door for you. And like that's literally how I started and got into like all this stuff. Like we were with somebody who was paying us absolutely booty, but then like eventually maybe they won't, or maybe you'll be introduced to somebody else to edit for them. Like,
Yep.
It's really all about who you know. But also I think if you really want to get started and you don't know where to find a job, start recording yourself. Like, even if you're too afraid to record yourself on video, just take videos of like you walking down the street, or like something as simple as that. Get your own footage out there so people know who you are,
Create your own content. I agree. Damn. How's business for you, man? Is it riff?
It's pretty good actually. Like, it's a very interesting niche, let me just say. Like, there's
What is it? Like, is it still short form editing?
Yeah, I edit a lot of short form, but then like I have other people who I edit podcasts for, and like then like this animation client, like I just have little things that trickle in. But short form, dude, like there's so many people that want you to edit videos, and then you'll edit like a test one and then ghost, or like they'll be like, well, that was great, and then they just like won't contact you, or be like, well, I thought we wanted $5 for this TikTok, and you're like, what? Took me like an hour and a half, 2 hours to make. I'm sorry.
Hey,
It's a crazy niche, but like if you know the right people and get in the right doors, like it's great.
how are you planning to expand this?
I'm not really sure yet.
Does it get boring? I get so drained whenever I edit short form. It's so drained that hour and a half. It's just hell, man. So that one shit.
I've gotten real good at it. Like I have a whole system now, which doesn't let me get. Well, I kind of get bored, but like it's okay.
Sure.
But yeah, yeah. I'll let you know. I'll let you know the plan after this.
Right.
What advice would you give somebody trying to find their first job? Like you said, it's all about who you know, but how do you find that person that will opened that first door for you, you think?
Wow. Like what you said, you can record your own stuff and people will reach out to you eventually. You know, you record your own stuff, you send it to people that that are in the industry, you know, someone that you kind of want to work with, and you just send it to them, say, I did this kind of stuff I do, and I would love to be on set. I would love to work for you for free, or you know, stuff like that, and they will be more than willing to help you, you know. But for me, I wouldn't really. It's a difficult question because I've been lucky. People around me, people reached out to me because okay, we scratch that. Okay, scratch all of that. I considered myself lucky because people reached out to me for work. But what I overlooked was that before all that, I was posting a video almost every single day of my own gym vlogs. Right, I was doing my own gym stuff and I just recorded it and I found good music and then I edited it and I just posted it because it was part of like this 75-day hard challenge.
Yeah,
75 hard.
Yeah.
So I was just posting and then I really enjoyed it. And after which people started to see my stuff, they reached out to me, and that's how I got my first gigs, which was in the fitness niche. Yeah, and from there, just things started rolling. Yeah, so I agree with what you said. You gotta make your own content. You gotta have something to show for people. Yeah, that's that.
I also think a lot of people will think that people are gonna come reach out to you, but I think a lot more people need to start just like, I know people on Twitter especially get pissed at people when they just reach out to them and they're like, oh, hello, do you need a video editor? But like, if you reach out to people and start making like genuine friendships and genuine connections, like you might not get a job today, but 8 months down the line, 5 months down the line, like something might open up. And cause you just sent that one DM that took you like 5 seconds to write, like now you have a job,
Right.
you know?
Right.
It's just simple stuff like that. All right. Do you want to change it up a little bit? Get a little deeper here?
Oh, okay. Sure thing.
All right. What do you think the meaning of life is, dude?
I'm straight.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I do think it's a bit pointless. I think it's a bit pointless. Yeah. Yeah, we only have a short period, honestly, like 80 years, 90 years, who knows. But in that time span, I think it's about enjoying it as much as we can, achieving personal mastery. I'm very big on mastery, figuring out what it is that you want to do and then doing it the best that you can. Really, it's honestly, if you think about it, it's really meaningless. You're gonna die anyway, so we're getting real gloomy. But it's in that short period of time, since you know everything's gonna end. Why not make it the best that you can, and why not make people's life around you a little bit better? That's just how I think of it. Yeah. So it's more personal satisfaction first. You want to be able to find things that you enjoy, be dedicated into a craft, an aspect that you can get really, really, really good at and contribute to the whole world at scale. It doesn't have to be a whole world scale. It can be even just impacting somebody's life in one person's life, but overall just trying to help the world become a little bit better. Because yes, your lifespan is about 100, but the whole world's lifespan is I don't know how many billion years. So if you can move it a little bit in one direction, in a positive direction, then that's still something. And I hope that my contribution to the planet Earth will count a little bit. Yeah, that's that. But yeah, just and helping people around you get better. I think like Garden says, it's to raise the world's collective consciousness. Yeah, that's what he says. So I agree with that. I think that's what we are here to do. That's the meaning of life. Yeah.
I thought it was funny you said it was kind of meaningless, and then you just went on like a big old rant about how everybody needs to be nice to each other and how all you need to do is just like, if you really just lead with love and be ready to have any experience be fun and just try and enjoy every single moment, that's really the meaning. Like, you're right. You're only here for 100 years out of like how many billions of years that this rock is actually alive. Like all that matters is the people that are close to you and the personal connections that you have, you know?
Right. You're right. How about you? What do you think is the meaning of life?
I think it's just to be nice to each other. So, like, there's a time where humans were here, there's a time when humans won't be here. Like, yes, we can try and change people and try and make them nicer and try and make them better, but I really think it is just you enjoying yourself and you just trying to make just a small impact on people's lives. Just trying to be a little nicer, yeah.
All right. You're right. Good people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why do you think the universe got created?
I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. There are certain things I try not to think of because I feel like our life in itself is already so much struggles. I don't care how the universe is created or when will it happen, when will it get blown up. Yeah, I'm a very short term kind of guy. Like I'm thinking people around me and most 5 to 10 years. I don't think about 100 years. Maybe that's me right now because I'm so instilled in that grind, like in the weeds.
Yeah.
See is the next milestone. So maybe it's that. I don't really care to think about why it was created, the meta stuff.
You don't meditate on that at all?
I need to work on that. Yeah. Yeah.
You said you love personal mastery. Like, do you consider videography and editing now your mastery?
This book is great, guys. It's called
What is that book?
Mastery by Robert Greene. This is a great book. Everybody should read it.
I've never read that.
You should, man.
I'll buy it.
You should buy it. Take it. What was the question again?
Is videography and editing your mastery, you think?
I would say so. Okay, there's a few different schools of thoughts in terms of mastery. One of them, it's pick a lane and then just get really, really good at it over the next, that's the one thing that you're good at for the rest of your life, you know? Like in the past, if you were a swordsman, you'd be good, like, when you were born, your path was laid out for you, going to apprentice for a master swordsman, and then from there, slowly, you will become a master swordsman. That was your life goal, and you get really, really, really good at it, right? But nowadays, there's so many different things out there in the world, and things are always changing. So I feel like personal mastery would be more in the form of getting really, really good at 2-3 different things instead of getting really good at one thing, and then combining these 2 or 3 different things into something that's really unique, and that could help to change the world. So, for example, for me, I really enjoyed gym stuff. I really enjoyed marketing. I enjoyed videography. So I combine all these 3 things together to creating like a niche. But because I have a lot of knowledge in the marketing sphere, so it really bleeds it into the videography space. And so I wouldn't say I'm a master of the videography kind of thing. I don't see myself as a world-class Michael Bay or like all the directors. I forgot Wes Anderson and all those people. I'm not going to go in that direction. There are certain people who, if they really dedicate their time and effort into it, they could really get to that position. I don't want to be that kind of guy. I want to be really, really good at 2, 3, 4 different things and combine it into something that's the world has never seen, or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So your 2, 3, 4 things you're combining is marketing, videography, and editing?
I wouldn't say editing. I don't like editing.
No.
Yeah. Videography, marketing, and currently it's the fitness niche. Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. Where'd you start learning about mastering your skills and becoming really good at one thing? Where'd that start for you?
And me?
Like, it's kind of more just like, how did you get into like self-development and personal development / learning how to start a business gain skills? Like, when did you start? How'd you start?
I think it started when I was 15. 15. Yeah, I was a very socially inept guy. Like, I didn't know what to do. Didn't have a lot of friends, and I was trying to figure out ways like how am I gonna become more popular? How can I talk to people? Which is when I started to find books. I have the book right here. It's called How to Talk to Anyone. It's like 92 tips. But yeah, so this book really helped me a lot. It's little tips in there about how to make someone comfortable, how to become more confident, how to carry yourself in certain situations, all sorts of that kind of things. And then that led me to have more success socially. And then I started looking at marketers, and I realized how cool they were. They could sell courses online and make a lot of money. And I would buy that because I was buying these courses, right? How to become better socially. And they were selling these courses. And they were making a lot of money out of it. So I was thinking, hey, if they can do it, I can do that as well. Like, I could find my own thing and figure it out. Like, so, and I realized, it's a skill called marketing, right? They could sell their courses, make people want to buy. So I started learning that skill. And then from there, I wanted to go down that route, and I realized, you're gonna need a videographer to help you take really good videos, right? But no one would be there to take videos for me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it myself. So I went to pick up a camera and then figured out how to use the camera, and then so that I could make content by myself. And that's where it led to this whole dive into the videography world. And now I help other marketers with their videos.
That's kind of like that's almost exactly how mine got started too. Like, wanting to just be better at talking and just be more charismatic, which led me to like Shopify, and like I started a few Shopify stores, just like trying to make money online. And like all I heard was people talking about passive income, and like you need to get passive income to find financial freedom, and like all this, I don't want to say bullshit, but like just unrealistic things for the first 1 to 2 years of you starting out trying to become a one-person business and stuff like that. And so it took me like a good 3 years to actually like get on my feet, because then I started a blog, but then I thought, wow, I actually don't like writing articles at all. So then I tried another Shopify store, and of course that didn't work. So like I feel like it's all about trial and error, you know.
You're right. You're right. And there's just so much trying, and I think that's a lot of the benefits of buying courses, that they're so affordable online, and they are like a huge commitment. If you go to school and it's for example, film school, it's a lot of money, right? You get $30,000-$40,000 in debt, and then if you feel like you don't like it, or you're gonna move to another course, it's whereas if you buy a course online, that's like $1,000 at the most, right? And then you can really go into it, and then you realize, this isn't for me, and then you can switch lanes, find something else, and then you keep switching until you find something that really resonates with you, and that's where you can dive deep into it and become a master at it.
Dude, if I was doing this again, no way I would have went back to school. Like, I would have strictly just stuck to courses and just find, because all of the information is literally already online. Like, all of the information you need to be able to earn money and find a job is all online. Right. All you need to do is just go like find it and start following the right people that are gonna motivate you and get you to it.
But the social aspect, though, I think that's the only benefit of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can get in contact with, you can get into the environment of filmmakers. You can learn from industry experts like up close. You can touch expensive equipment, so you understand how things work in real life itself. But yeah, knowledge wise, it's all online.
Oh my god! And also, like, did you go to college or no?
College. Yes, I went to college. I didn't go to university. I don't know how you guys work. What's your education system like? Like, college is from age 18 to like 22. After college is?
That is college.
What's after college?
That's a grad school.
Right. I went to college. I don't think I went to grad school.
Okay.
Right. Yes.
Did they teach you anything about finding a job after school was over, or no?
They did actually. They did. They really small little courses that like small little curriculums, extra like small classes whereby they teach you, oh, you gotta have your portfolio ready, you know. So I think my school kind of prepared me for that a little bit, which was good. But I understand most schools won't do that.
Yeah, bro. Mine did not do that whatsoever. Like everything I learn, like I know about how to get a job and find money online, or just even in person now, is from learning it online. Like I was at a college and then I transferred to a different college, and both of them still nothing about learning how to network, making money, applying for jobs, like none of it. Which is pretty crazy to think about. Like, what is college actually like teaching students to be? What is college teaching students to become if they're not like teaching you how to get a job after school, you know?
I saw this recently. I think it made a lot of sense to me. It gets you to become a better employee if you wanna become an employee, right? Reason why is because if you are able to graduate from say grad school or college, right, the future employer would know that you have had the personal development. You actually grinded it out. You had you actually put in time and effort to make it work, even though you didn't want to do it. So they would have more of an assurance that you're going to stick through things when times get tough. If you know what I'm saying, right? So in that way, it helps you get hired better, you know. But this is more of a soft skill sort of aspect, like yeah, that's one of the things.
Do you think we're moving in a way where college and just school in general is going to become less useful, and like courses online and like AI tutors are going to become a lot more prevalent?
It probably will be, but I don't think it's a good thing. I think schools are very important. I think a child or a young person needs to have that environment of people to be around with, because we are fundamentally very social creatures. Yeah. So being in that environment where you just have like a bunch of people that's learning the same thing that you want to learn, I think it sets you up for the future, because it just helps you to talk to people better. I feel like if I didn't have school when I was young growing up, I wouldn't have had the social experiences that I had, right? And if you would just be sitting at home learning courses, and it's boring, isn't it? It's so boring, yeah.
But I think the same thing. I think at least up until like 18 years old, we'll still have school, but I can definitely see people just getting tired and getting upset with college, and more of like a like in the 1800s, 1700s, when people would just take apprenticeships to learn one skill and then do that. I feel like we might start pivoting as a society to people just sticking with one thing. Maybe. I don't know.
That would be good though. That would be good for entrepreneurs.
That's what I'm saying.
Just hire people easily. Dude, it's amazing.
People that you actually know will do good work too.
Right.
Not just heard from the grid.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. So you were just in Vietnam, dude.
Yeah.
What was that like, bro? Have you been there before?
Nope. I went there with a friend. He wanted to shoot. Both of us are content creators. He wanted to shoot some content with some sponsored content, so he had to do videos for certain items. So I just went over there and helped him, and yeah, it was a good trip. I kind of fell off a bike. My knee is messed up from it. Yeah, I rode there illegally, but whatever.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. My knee is kind of messed up, but it'll be fine. I have a ton of videos that I haven't uploaded yet because I'm so busy. And now there'll be Bali in the next 24 hours. Not even 24 hours.
When's your
15
plane?
hours. Where?
What time's your plane leave?
7. So now it's 1, and the next. Alright, dude.
16 hours?
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What
Thanks.
was this the first like group of travel trips that you really started since you've become this I don't want to use the term digital nomad too much, but kind of like you're right now almost living the dream life that everybody wants to live. You're being able to work when you want with fun clients. You're being able to travel whenever you want. You just went to Vietnam, literally going to Bali tomorrow.
Right. Honestly, it wouldn't have sleep. I've never thought that it would happen. Like, for the whole of my life, I think I've only traveled 2-3 times, and that was just to go back to my parents' country, which is in Myanmar. It's in Burma. So I've only been like 2-3 times, and in my entire life, and now in this year alone, I'm traveling 1, 2, 3, probably 4 times this year. It's just crazy to even think about it. And yeah, I can work whatever I want, have fun clients, like what you said. But it's what people, that's what people see. They really enjoy it. But what people don't see is that for the past month, I've had 5 hours of sleep, 4 to 5 hours of sleep each night. It's a lot of work, man. It's 15, 20-hour days. It's a lot of work, man. It's not as glamorous as it is. So for my friends that we're going out to the Bali, right? We have about five of us. Out of the 5 of us, I'm the only content, like someone that does this thing professionally.
Yeah.
So the rest of them have their 9-to-5 jobs, their own full-time jobs. They're not going to be doing anything. They're going to be enjoying it fully. But I am still going to be working when they're sleeping because I have a lot of deadlines to hit. So yeah, so it's not all glamorous as it seems, but it's still fun. I wouldn't trade it for anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, that was gonna be
I make a lot more money than them, so that's good.
That's gonna be my next question. Are you gonna have to actually work on vacation? Because like I feel like a lot of people don't understand that when influencers or when just people like online entrepreneurs go somewhere to travel, like yes, they're there and they're experiencing vacation, but that's only from like 3 p.m. to like 11 p.m. and then the rest of the time they actually have to work because like you said, they have deadlines and they have all this other stuff. So what would you tell somebody that says that's unrealistic? I can't travel to Vietnam, Bali, and then California all within the same 2 months. Like that's impossible. I can't do that. What would you say to that person?
But actually, that's really no. Just do it. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, man. What would I say to that person? I will look at my life. I don't know. That sounds so cocky, but that sounds, yeah. Next question, bro.
I feel like a lot of people are just scared to take that leap. And like,
okay, yeah.
Well, people just like, I have so many friends where I'm like, yeah, we should go on this vacation, like we should do this, and they're like, yeah, I'm down, like I'm so down, and then they'll tell me that in person, and then like 2 weeks later when I'm like, okay, let's book it, let's do it, then they're like, well, actually, like I can't do it because I have this, or like I don't have the money right now. But like,
Right.
really, I feel like people are just more comfortable not having experiences and just having a little bit more money than they are having the most crazy experiences that you'll never get to see again, and start like be a little bit more careful with your money, you know.
You're finishing school soon, right?
Yeah. Then
Do you still have any plans on continuing or no?
for continuing school.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
All right. So okay. So I assume that's you're gonna be traveling often after that,
That is the
right?
Yes.
So you're gonna be digital nomad. I'm gonna be over there. I'm gonna be interviewing you. Then I'll be like, how's it
Yes.
feel like to be a digital nomad?
I'm coming to you, dude.
All right, bro.
We're gonna party it up in Singapore.
It's very different. It's very clean. Very good. Very clean place.
I like the sound of that. Are you a very spiritual person?
I would say somewhat. I
Somewhat.
wouldn't say very yet. I wouldn't say not yet. Now I'm still very into this. I'm not very spiritual as of right now. I accept that there are things that I don't understand. I accept that there are things that, manifestation and vibrations are all very important. But I just don't really care for that right now. Now it's all about what actions do I take. Yeah, what actions do I take which will get me to where I want to be. But yeah, this is where that's the current space I'm at right now. But I think in probably the next year or so is when I will really take a step back and focus back on health. Like this year is all gas to the pedal and just building that foundation, and after which we can just it's like the plane, when you're riding a plane during the runway, it's going to take a lot of fuel, a lot of energy to just lift off the ground. But once you're off the ground, then you're out there and you don't need so much fuel already. You can just kind of cruise along. You still got to use a bit of fuel, but it's not as much as when you're just taking off. Right now I'm in that phase. I'm just climbing up right now. Yeah, it took 2 years of just running. I was just just speeding, and then now it's just taking off. So I'm gonna ride that for a while more, and then when things are a little bit better, I'll just chill and just.
Sometimes it does take I had a 3-year runway where literally the plane is just on the runway, and one day it will actually start getting some altitude, but you just gotta wait. But I posted this on my Instagram story, but there's this video of a scientist, and they're playing different frequency music, so 400 hertz, 1200 hertz, whatever, and they're playing it for water, and you can literally see geometric figures show up in the water, and each frequency has a different geometric figure, and
Right.
just thinking about that, blows my mind.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, eh?
It blows my mind. There's so many things we have no idea, and we just really can't wrap our heads around. But it's just weird to think, what things am I listening to that I'm inputting into my body that I don't even know are having effect on me, that are changing the literal geometry of my water molecules inside me.
That's right. Have you noticed that when you listen to certain music, you feel a certain way?
Oh yeah.
You feel that, yeah. What's sometimes when you're listening to all sad music, it just feels kind of sad. If you listen to angry hip hop music, which I enjoy, but if you keep listening to it, you kind of fall into this weird space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I found that really, that was something that I realized within myself. I could feel I was listening to sad music, and I would get sad a little bit. That's my whole world would be a bit moodier. When these days I listen to a bit more of a instrumental or dance music, whereby you don't really you can't really tell, as in how to say, you can't really tell the lyrics to it.
Yeah.
And I think that really helps a lot. Yeah.
I only like songs on my Spotify that make me feel good and have I don't want to say good vibes, but that's literally what it is. Songs that only make me feel good, that I know that will make me, get me energized and make me vibrate higher, those are the only songs I put on. But I feel like so many people either aren't aware or just don't really care, and just are pouring terrible fucking music into their brain that they don't even know what effect it's
It
had.
does sound nice though. That sounds good.
Well, of course. Even at the gym, of course I'll put on fucking hip hop and fucking some rage metal and just go to town. But it all depends on your environment,
And yeah, really.
Yeah, but recently I feel like I've been slowly starting to go on a much more spiritual path and just start thinking about things that we don't know that are affecting us that are, and how we can slowly try and change them.
Like what?
Well, sound is one of them, but so I was recently on this giant like Reddit binge, just in a deep Reddit rabbit hole. And so I was on the MetaHuman Reddit, and there's a little tiny magnet that if you cut your fingertip open and you put the little tiny magnet in your finger and then like glue it up, and the magnet will heal into your nerves, and you can feel electromagnetic like waves. So if you're going like next to big power lines or near transformers, you can feel it vibrate. Or like if you turn on the microwave, you can like, it gives you a new sense almost. Yeah.
That's scary, you know?
Dude, I like, right? Why doesn't everybody have this in them? We can give ourselves a whole nother sense. But there's just so many things that are affecting us. Just like that. Like, what the fuck is a microwave doing to you that you have no idea? Like, that shit is just making everything in your house go crazy, and you don't even know it. You can't even feel the electromagnetic waves.
Right. Dude, there's so many things we don't understand, man. It's wild.
It's redonkulous. So, speaking of this a little bit, like, where do you think we go when we die?
Wow. I do believe in reincarnation. I was just having this conversation this morning with a friend. I think we get reborn. I do believe in karma a bit. I'm a Buddhist, so I don't believe in karma. It's a reincarnation and all these kind of things. Yeah. But beyond that, I don't really care much to think about things. All I know is that you do good, you live good, be nice to people, do the best you can, and eventually when you die, you're gonna be reborn to something better, you know? You live a life with rage, you live a life full of jealousy, envy, theft, lying and cheating, create a lot of disharmony and anger and a whole chaos. You're gonna be reborn at a lower, something of a lower frequency, or whatever that is. I don't know. That's just what I believe it. But I could be wrong. Who knows?
What do you want to be reborn as? Do you have a specific?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I want to be reborn. I don't know, bro. I'm not thinking that far. I'm not thinking that far.
I want something crazy, dude, like a planet or like a star or something.
You want to be reborn as a star?
Something.
Okay.
Possible.
Okay. What do you believe in?
I think when we die, it's the same place as wherever we were born, or before we were born. Like wherever that was and wherever we die, I think they're the exact same place. But
so you'd be reborn as a human being?
Not necessarily. I think so Isaac Newton's law is there is no matter can be created or destroyed, or no energy can be created or destroyed, just transferred. So like if that reigns true in the whole universe, then like obviously there is something else that we will be transferred into, whether that is reincarnation or whether that is like a heavenly place. But I literally no idea. Like I was raised Catholic and I had to go to school until 8th grade, and the whole time they would always try and like talk to us about like, watch out, like don't jerk off, you'll go to hell, like don't do this, you'll go straight to hell. But like I don't think there is a hell. I just think everybody goes to the same place and it's a magical, amazing place. But I also think, like talking about the spirituality thing,
Everybody?
Yes.
Even the bad ones?
I think so. I think that everybody is connected, and I think that even like me, I am connected to this desk because we are all made out of the same thing. Like everything is just made out of particles thrown from a big ass explosion that were from a sun. Like every human and every piece of wood and every piece of drywall is made out of carbon, which is literally made from suns. So I think we're all the same thing, and so I think we all just go to the same place.
Interesting. Cool. Maybe you're right.
Who knows?
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'll become a desk.
No, you gotta do something better than a desk. the airplane's taking off. Wherever you're landing, you're gonna be like a stingray or something, dude. Something amazing.
Stingray.
The stingrays are dope. It's a very spiritual animal.
Really?
I think so. It's just like a bird, but flying in the water, you know.
Okay.
All right, so I got one more question before we gotta end this. So, in 10,000 years, humans find this podcast. What would you tell those humans that find this podcast in 10,000 years? There could be some crazy society where aliens and AI have taken over and humans aren't even the dominant race. It could be literally a society that just got hit by an asteroid and is trying to rebuild. What would you tell these people?
Wow. Okay. Good questions. I would tell them that, wow, those are very different scenarios, man.
Yeah.
If we are in the rebuilding phase, I would say that have faith in humanity. People are entirely good. We are just misguided. We do not have the right tools. We do not understand how to do things. But if everybody gets together, if everybody communicates things properly, you can get a lot of things done. Believe in the power of a group versus a singular person. So you can build, and nothing great was ever built with one person. You see, so you gotta have a team. You gotta have somebody. So I would say everybody needs to gather together. However many human beings are left, overthrow the AI people. That's all I have to say.
What if we're living in harmony with them? What if people have AI wives? Don't want to overthrow them.
AI wives, okay.
It's coming, dude. Just wait 20 years.
Shit.
There's gonna be a weird sex robot law that's it's gonna be all over whatever the new Twitter is.
I think
Somebody's gonna fuck a robot.
Japan really has some of those, I guess.
Yeah, but just wait till they have consciousness, and then you have to give it laws. And like, this is a person now. You can't just unwillingly fuck a damn weird ass sex robot.